I'm joined now by the former Amazon employee Christian Smalls, who led this victorious push to unionize today, and former United States Labor Secretary under President Clinton, Robert Reich. Welcome to both of you. Robert has a pretty big title. Sometimes he goes first. But we're starting with you, Christian. Thanks for being here today.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. We just walked through it for our viewers. Before I bring you in here, I want to read what Stephen Greenhouse, who I've always read as a labor reporter, he's covered this space that you're working in for decades. He said today, quote, "In my 25 years writing about labor, the union victory at Amazon warehouse in Staten Island is by far the biggest beat the odds David versus Goliath unionization win I've seen." And he covered labor for decades for the New York Times. That would make you the proverbial David. How did you do it?
With the people. I couldn't have gotten to this point without them. I've been fired from Amazon for 2 years now, and I'm still unemployed as we speak, even as the interim president. But I couldn't have done it without the support of my supporting cast, my comrades, these workers that I organize with every single day, the workers that have been with me even before all of this even happened. Without their support, without their dedication and sacrifice, none of this would have been possible.
When workers have to make these decisions, there's many pressures on it, which I've covered. People have the right to decide to join. They have the right not to join. That's how it's supposed to be. Did you find that this was a debate at the warehouse that was on the level? Or do you think Amazon, and thus effectively Jeff Bezos, if we're going to talk specifically, were funding and interfering in a way that made it not a free and open debate?
Of course, it wasn't fair. Amazon spends millions of dollars. There's already been reports that came out of how much money they spent on us. And that's just the surface level. I can guarantee they spend a lot more money than that. They lost a lot of money union busting against us. And of course, it starts from the top. Jeff Bezos himself, and it trickles down into these warehouses that are trying to unionize. So we definitely had our fair share. As you mentioned, I was arrested a few weeks ago, along with two organizers. One of them been arrested twice in just 3 months during our campaign, just to tell you the lengths of what they're going to stop us from trying to get to this point. So the odds that we defeated, to be able to get to this point and actually be victorious, this is the best feeling in the world.
Let me bring in Robert Reich as promised. Overall, labor participation has crashed to a nearly all-time low in the United States, down to about 1 out of 10 employees. It used to be much higher. What do you see in this breakthrough? Do you agree, Robert, that this is a big deal for Amazon to have this crack in its anti-labor activities?
Ari, this is a huge deal. This is the biggest labor victory in the last 30 years. I want to congratulate Christian Smalls and all of the workers at the Amazon warehouse, but it goes far beyond the Amazon warehouse. We are seeing the beginnings of a revival of American labor organization in America, such as we have not seen. And it's about time. Workers need and deserve higher wages, better working conditions, safer working conditions. Amazon, just about the most profitable company in the United States, as the second largest employer in the United States, pouring in huge amounts of money to stop unionization unfairly, illegally. I think that this is not just David and Goliath. I mean, this is David and Goliath squared. It's extraordinary.
Yeah, because Goliath, Christian, was not actually technically a billionaire. Although he was large, he was in good fighting shape. But based on my knowledge of the story, well, such as it is. I do want to ask you, Christian, what do you think people need to know about what goes into these warehouses in the Amazon delivery system? Because statistically, most people watching this have probably used Amazon or gotten a delivery, and people appreciate the aspects of the service and the price. What do you want people to know about what goes into that, and what would it cost to take, in your view, better care of the people doing the work?
Yeah, I've never blamed the customer. The customers definitely don't know what it entails with these jobs. So let me break it down. These warehouses are massive. They're almost 1 million square feet, if not over. They're 14 NFL football fields. I used to tell my new hires, if you have a gym membership, you have to cancel it because you're doing 10 to 12 hours of calisthenics. Your break is only 30 minutes. You're being tracked for every single second that you're not scanning an idol. You have to prepare yourself mentally really over more the physical aspect, because you have to change your whole lifestyle when you work for this company. You lose family time, you lose sleep. Your commute is 2.5 hours, 3 hours, depending on where you live, what borough you're coming from. I know I lived in New Jersey, working in Staten Island, so my commute was 3 hours each way on top of a 12-hour work shift, and you're rinsing and repeating. So we're so disconnected from society. All we know is Amazon. And, when customers support this company, they got to understand our voices matter too. And we were deemed essential workers. We weren't asked. Our job title, high school diploma and a GED. It didn't say work in the middle of a deadly pandemic. Yeah. And, that led me to walk out, and then ultimately led me to lead this union drive. And I'm happy that we were able to, once again, be successful.